everybody. Welcome to another episode of Market Force Essentials. I'm here with our CEO, Tony Cooper, and I'm Karen Kersey, head of Guru Development. And we're bringing these conversations to the world to share Market Force materials and the experiences we're having in hopes that it helps all of us to be able to move through this crazy time. So, Tony, just curious, what else are you finding to be essential with your clients right now?
So I don't care which episode we're in right now, but we're well into more than a handful. And what we focused on so far has been just managing yourself, managing your energy, managing your mood, managing your mindset, all the things that help you prepare to be able to be an effective leader. But what I want to focus today on, or shift the focus to, is being able to begin to look for opportunity. So focusing on opportunity inside of this situation. So I think that's the next essential that we should talk about.
Okay. So focusing on the opportunities of this situation, like as in just being able to look around us and see what's out there, or why do you think that's so important?
So all the great innovations tend to happen when things are falling apart, right? So Bill Gates said, success is a lousy teacher. And so it's times like this when we're really forced to have to think and do differently. This is when innovation happens. This is when 3 to 5 years from now, we're looking at a company that's emerged from out of nowhere, and because they invented themselves, where they were focused on something that became really, really relevant at the right time. And right now, a lot of companies are trying to figure out just how to get back to normal. But the companies that are starting to going like, what do we start planning for? Like, what opportunities get created out of this? There's a lot of change happening, and we are all clear about what that change is. But what does that lead to other than, so when you're just simply in a restricted place of feeling like a victim, like things are happening to you, things are being taken away from you, you don't get to do the things you want to do anymore, then you're dealing with the breakdown all the time, and you're always in that conversation about what's not working. But looking for opportunity is starting to see where there's emerging trends, emerging patterns, emerging needs that you could be a solution to. So, we always say, your market force grows when you show up as a solution for other people's concerns. Well, the whole world has a whole bunch of concerns right now that it didn't have before, and somebody is going to come up with some great solutions for those things, and they're going to accelerate out of this period of time. So why not you?
Ooh, I love that. The focusing on the opportunities so that we can find those innovations and tap into that creativity of the moment, because we've taken care of our basic needs, we've been taking care of ourselves. So assuming we have our house in order, we've done our energy management, we know where our mood's at, we're present, we're practicing gratitude, and now I'm in the right kind of energy space to focus on opportunities. So what next, Tony? How do I move into that further?
So look, you also have to go through all the income stuff. You have to manage you have to figure out who your clients are, figure out how to serve them. You have to cut, right size your expenses and manage your business so that you're stable. But now's the time to talk to your clients about what they need. Like, how are their needs changing? So this is in a period like this, is very rare. You don't have enough time to develop some brand new product. Product development takes a long time. So the real strategy here to look at is, how do you repackage the thing that you're already doing, but make it relevant for the situation that people are in? And so it's, you think about, when this whole thing started, and you started seeing all this weird, I was thinking the day I should have taken all my money out of the stock market was when I saw my friend post a picture on Facebook. She was on an airplane flying somewhere in the eastern corridor from like New York to Boston. And she was about a third of the way into the airplane, and she took a selfie over her head, and behind her was a whole bunch of empty rows. She was like, there's 5 people on this airplane. And that was a really good sign that air travel is going to be very different for a period of time. And I admire greatly the people who can start to see, the decline of how things are and how they start changing, and start to project what are the needs. So like, if the idea that at some point, all our gyms were closing down, like, who would have, that's the time to go, like, everyone's going to need home workout equipment, or Zoom, like, all the other things that are just emerging as opportunities. They were good before, but they're more relevant now. And I think that's our job, is to figure out how to make what we do more relevant.
I like that, because when you're explaining it that way, I can connect with the idea that there's obviously been those big aha innovations, big companies going different places, but it can be a simple pivot with what we're already doing and what we already have, but you have to be focused on the opportunity to see that pivot.
And be thinking about where things are headed.
Right.
We have to really get past the day-to-day impact that we're experiencing and think about when the world starts to come back together, how is it going to do it? What's the impact? And start to do forward projecting, start to take the scenario that we're in, watch the pattern, watch it grow, and start to figure out the trajectory of where it's headed, and go, what are the needs going to be out there? And how is it something that we have as a core asset? How can that be more valuable? So, like right now, what we're doing at Market Force is we're taking all of our methodology that's all designed to help people perform better under pressure. And we're going, what happens when you have pressure in every direction at all times? So it's not just, I'll deal with a problem when I face it and then get through it. Now it's, how am I managing successive breakdowns that lead to breakdowns? What we know is breakthroughs are simply the result of a series of successfully managed breakdowns. So our breakdown recovery model is the ultimate tool to be able to have in your hip pocket at all times. And so what the prosperity rule around breakdown recovery tells us is, in the event of a breakdown, don't focus on the breakdown. The more attention you put on the breakdown, the more you're going to create more of the breakdown, and you're going to have a breakdown about the breakdown, and you're going to get stuck in the problem. And we're just looking at it's a stop in the action. It's a movement towards some sort of future. And in this instance, we want to focus on the intention, not the breakdown. That's the prosperity rule. And the intention in this instance is find an opportunity. So every time a breakdown happens, we need to recover from it by remembering our intention. Our intention is, what's the opportunity in what I'm facing? Don't just, patch a hole. Don't just solve a problem. Think about what opportunity this creates, because whatever you're experiencing, everyone else is experiencing too. And if you can come up with a solution to that helps make it easier for everyone else, then you've got an opportunity.
That makes a lot of sense to me. I think when I'm focusing on the attention of creating the opportunity, I enjoy letting my mind wander and create and think about, what could I do with this and what could I do with this, and then just make a decision and just call a play and see how it plays out.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Love it. Cool. Thanks very much, Tony.
Thank you, Karen. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and let us know what your thoughts are.